It was supposed to be a normal evening, but everything changed the moment my wife stepped out of the shower. The question I asked her was simple, but it froze her in place. The truth I uncovered in that moment shook everything I thought I knew about her and our marriage. 6 months of lies, and I had no idea. What would you do if you were in my shoes? Stay with me till the end to hear how this shocking moment turned my life upside down. It was a regular evening like any other. The house was quiet, the kind of peace you cherish after a long day. I was at the kitchen table, scrolling through my phone, barely paying attention to anything else. The sound of water running from the bathroom was the only noise that filled the room, and I knew Claire was taking her usual shower. I hadn't expected anything unusual to happen tonight. But as she stepped out of the bathroom, her towel wrapped tightly around her, something felt off. Her eyes, usually calm and warm, were wide, her expression unreadable. I could feel the shift in the air. Something had changed. Without thinking, I asked, "How long has this been happening?" The words left my mouth before I could stop them, and instantly I regretted it. Her face drained of color and she froze in place. Time seemed to stand still. Claire's eyes locked onto mine, and she didn't say a word. The seconds felt like hours as I tried to make sense of her reaction. The question that had slipped from my mouth echoed in the silence between us. I had no idea what I had just opened the door to. I could feel my heart pounding as I searched her face for any sign of what was going on. What did I mean by that? I wondered, the thought racing through my mind. Claire finally spoke, her voice trembling. "What do you mean?" I could hear the fear in her voice, but there was no turning back now. The question had been asked, and now I needed answers. Whatever had been happening, I couldn't pretend I didn't know anymore. For a moment, she stayed silent, her gaze darting away from mine. The tension in the room grew unbearable. And then, with a deep breath, she said the words that shattered everything. "I've been seeing someone else," Claire confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. My breath caught in my throat. The world around me felt like it was spinning out of control. The woman I had trusted, the woman I had built my life with, had been living a lie. I stood there, frozen, as her words settled into the air between us. How long had this been going on? What had I missed? I couldn't wrap my head around it. "How long?" I asked, my voice shaking. "6 months," she whispered, tears beginning to fall down her cheeks. I felt like I had been hit by a truck. 6 months. Half a year of my life had gone by while I had been completely oblivious to the truth. Claire, the woman I thought I knew inside out, had been living a secret life. How could you? I choked out, the hurt in my voice more painful than I could bear. "I never meant for it to happen," Claire pleaded, her words broken. "It started innocently, just talking, but then it escalated. I didn't know how to stop it, and I didn't want to hurt you." Her apology hung in the air, but it didn't make the pain go away. How could I trust her again? How could I look at her the same way after this? I wanted to scream, to ask how she could betray me like this, but instead, I just stood there, frozen, as the reality of her confession sank in. We sat in silence for what felt like hours. I couldn't process everything that had just happened. My mind was spinning. I wanted to believe her when she said she was sorry, but the damage had been done. "I don't know if I can forgive you," I admitted, the words feeling heavy in my chest. Claire sobbed quietly, wiping her tears. "I don't expect you to forgive me right away, but I love you, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right. Please, don't give up on us." I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know if we could ever go back to how things were. The trust had been broken, and that was the hardest thing to repair. But as I looked at her, I realized that we had time to figure it out. Time to decide if we could rebuild what we once had, or if this was the end. For now, we were just two people sitting in the aftermath of a shattered trust, unsure of where life would take us next. Thanks for watching. If you've ever faced a moment that changed everything, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more real stories like this. Until next time, stay strong and keep questioning what you know.